Brianna Turner has signed with the Indiana Fever per the WNBA transition page. Some depth for the Fever front court. She played for, again, I believe she played for Chicago.
Angel Reese is not taking this one. Well, the moment Brianna Turner rejected the Chicago Sky and chose to link up with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, instead Reese was already in her feelings, and of course she made sure everyone knew it else. So this is what we're doing now, she said, trying to sound playful. But the side-eye and that fake little laugh gave it all away. You could practically hear the salt in her voice. Guess loyalty's got an expiration date, like some old milk classic. Angel turned everything into a moment. But behind the jokes, you know, it stung WNBA Twitter. They ate it up like free popcorn at a game.
Don't get told no. Like, you're going to get the yeses. You're going to get more yeses than nos, and just being able to know that. So I'm excited for that. I know that's going to come.
See, this wasn't just any free agent picking a team. This was Brianna Turner, all WNBA defense first team, proven veteran, someone who could have been a stabilizing force for the shaky Sky, choosing to run straight to Indiana. And putting Reese in her place, Turner literally took a pay cut to sign with Indiana rather than stay in Chicago, who had the cap space to give her a bigger deal. And when you're Angel Reese, still out here trying to convince the world that you're the face of the league, but watching players you need about to go play with your so-called rival, that hits different. And let's be clear, there is no rivalry except in Reese's head.
WNBA free agency is officially underway, Annie. So when you see these names and the options that the Sky have, what do you think that they're cooking up?
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because Angel and Camilla are very interesting pieces. And when you're talking about, you know, getting the right players in here, there is intrigue when you have young core pieces like that, because you could be part of developing them and developing towards a title contending season. But the reality is the Sky are still very far from that. And so this year, the focus really has to be on getting players in who are going to bridge that gap between this season.
Reese tried to brush it off with the usual social media performance, but the cracks were showing. Wow, just wow, she tweeted, short, simple. But we all knew what that meant. Translation, she was fuming. And honestly, can you blame her? First, Asia Wilson was stressed watching the Fever build what's starting to look like an Avengers-level squad. And now Angel Reese had to deal with it too. It's like every top-tier free agent looked at Chicago, looked at Indiana, and said, yeah, I'm good, I'll go hoop with Caitlin.
So, in a kind of a surprising turn of events, the Indiana Fever have made yet another move this offseason, and they have signed Bree Turner to the roster.
These are the pieces that Stephanie White and Amber Cox is going after. They're going after ready elite talent, kind of, you know, they know their responsibility. They know what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? They don't really have to do a whole lot of coaching like that, teaching plug-and-play pieces, and women that are going to come in and make immediate impact. That's what you want to see from this basketball team. That's what you see from elite teams across the
Meanwhile, over in Indiana, pure celebration, Brianna Turner was greeted with open arms. Alia Boston cool as ever tweeted, let's hoop simple, but with a kind of confidence that says we know what we're building over here. And Sophie Cunningham, you know, she was somewhere grinning orto ear, probably thinking about the first time she gets to clap back at Angel Reese on the court after a hard foul. This Fever team isn't just adding talent, they're building chemistry before they've even hit the gym. Next voice, next voice. But here's the thing, this is bigger than just a player picking a team. This is a shift. The WNBA isn't just growing, it's becoming a spectacle. It's players realizing that Indiana is now the place to be, and for Angel Reese, it's looking like a nightmare. Because while she's busy trying to convince us that Chicago's got next, her teammates and potential teammates are quietly saying, nah, we're good. So lads, this is not great news, you know, for the Chicago Sky, who are a team that obviously look, they're in there rebuilding. This is a team that is 100% rebuilding. The problem is they don't own their picks, so if the Chicago's guy run it back, they're probably not making the playoffs next year. Look, I think there's going to be an improvement from it's going to be improvement from Cardoso. But that team with no Kennedy Carter, it's going to be real off to get any offensive power. The offseason's not even over yet, and it already feels like the Fever one free agency. Angel Reese might have to start playing recruiter soon. But there's just one problem, all the stars are already taken. Social media was buzzing with bold takes. Y'all can keep Angel Reese in her missed layups. We've got Caitlin Clark.
So, lads, this is not great news, you know, for the Chicago Sky, who are a team that obviously, look, they're rebuilding. This is a team that is 100% rebuilding. The problem is they don't own their pick. So if the Chicago Sky run it back, they're probably not making the playoffs next year. Look, I think there's going to be an improvement from Angel Reese. I think it's going to be an improvement from Cardoso. But that team with no Kennedy Carter, it's going to be real tough to get.
Disrespect wasn't subtle, it was loud, it was ruthless. And honestly, it was kind of earned. Because what was Chicago's comeback supposed to be the Sky free agency tracker? Was looking more like a missing persons report. Marina Ma left mid-season, Kennedy Carter was not resigned, and Diamond to Shields chose the rec gym of Connecticut over Chicago. Only Reese and Camila Cardoso are left from their starting lineup. Sky fans were scrolling their phones like, wait, who did we get? Anyone? While teams like New York were flexing their super team status and the Aces were still holding on to their dynasty core, Chicago was out here looking like they were putting together a junior varsity team. Is funny that all these people who hated the Indiana FIFA last year is finally coming around to sign with the team. Go figure. Now, I don't know the whole initial thing about this signing, maybe for depth defensive purposes.
It is funny that all these people who hated the Indiana Fever last year is finally coming around to sign with the team. Go figure. Now, I don't know the whole initial thing about this signing, maybe for depth, defensive purposes, but it is funny to see how what a year make when the Indiana Fever is one of the, not one, but is the top team.
Indiana Fever are officially title contenders. Every day they have something new for us in free agency. And today it's Miss DeWanna Bonner. 6-time WNBA All-Star and WNBA champ, a veteran in this game, can pretty much do it all. Also an enforcer, nasty defense. Should I continue? We have a new starting five. Caitlin at the 1, Kelsey at the 2, DeWanna at the 3, Natasha Howard at the 4, and Aaliyah Boston at the.
But it is funny to see how what a year make when the Fever is one of the not one, but is the top team. The pain was real every time Fever fans posted a lineup graphic. Sky fans had to close the app just to protect their mental health. Because what were they going to say? Trust the process. That's cute for NBA Twitter. But this is the WNBA. You either build right or you get left behind. And right now, Chicago was looking like they were about to get lapped. Indiana Fever are officially title contenders. Every day they have something new for us in free agency. And today it's Miss DeWanna Bonner. Next time, WNBA All-Star and WNBA champ, a veteran in this game, can pretty much do it all. Also,
is Angel Reese, did she just run a coach out of town, and is she running a player out of town? Their best shooter out of town? Because Kennedy Carter looks like she's ready to book it out of Chicago.
What Steph White is doing and what the Fever organization is doing is nothing less than phenomenal, in my opinion. They are taking this young, talented core that they have, you know, with Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark, and they're adding veteran players that Stephanie White has already worked with. Let's talk about that too, and has chemistry with and knows the work ethic of. And they are building this super team, make no mistake about it, that is going to give you instant results.
An enforcer, nasty defense. Should I continue? We have a new starting five. Caitlin at the 1, Kelsey at the 2, DeWanna at the 3, Natasha Howard at the 4, and Aaliyah Boston at the 5. Of course, Angel Reese wasn't going to let her pride take that hit without a fight. She went right into her underdog speech. The same one we've all heard before. I thrive when people doubt me, she said, and sure, maybe she does. Maybe she's going to show up next season, ready to bulldoze every defender in her path. But let's be honest, thriving off doubt is great for a solo player, but basketball is a team sport, and right now her team is looking like their one rolled ankle.
Breaking news came down, so we have to discuss it. This is what we do here. We're talking about the Indiana Fever making yet another move, Alicia, because they're Thanos right now and they're collecting all the Infinity Stones.
Sydney Colson is a 2-time WNBA champion, a true vet, an amazing backup point guard. And anytime that CC or any of the guards need to go to the bench, I mean, Sydney Colson always makes the right call, always makes the right decision. So to pick up a vet, a professional like Sydney Colson, and then you also have a vet like DeWanna Bonner, and you also have a vet like Kelsey Mitchell, and then you have CC and Aaliyah Boston. And
throughout the year, WNBA players were demanding to be given credit for elevating the league. Angel Reese claimed that she, along with their pretend friends in the mainstream media, they wanted us to believe that the WNBA was exploding in popularity. They wanted to keep all the credit for themselves while downplaying the impact of the only star in the league, Caitlin Clark.
That's kind of what everybody talked about when we were in the playoffs last year of, we really didn't have much experience at all playing in playoff games. I don't know what the exact number was, but we really lacked in that area. So just adding pieces of, players that have been in this league, they know what it takes to win. They know what it takes to get to the finals. They know what it takes to win championships. I think it's exactly what we needed in our locker room. So it's just exciting, but also they're not only really good basketball players, they're really great leaders and really great people. And I know the front office obviously really prioritized that and looking for the pieces that we wanted to add. So